So, here we are back in my lovely bedroom studio. Very warm, nice and warm. Got my cup of tea, got another drink, I've got my notebook, I've got everything I should want, fairly comfortable. If I need anything else, I have it to hand. It's a perfect moment. What more could you want? And yet, I can feel that tension, a general kind of low level unease, dissatisfaction with the moment, sense of it's not how it should be, thoughts going through my head like I didn't get done today what I wanted to get done, although God knows what I actually wanted to get done because I did write a list, but I don't know what on earth made me think I would finish those things. I never do. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, how we end up in this space and how normal, in inverted commas, it is for the vast majority of us, the vast majority of the time. In fact, that was just my entire life, was this sense of not being where I should be, not having what I should, not being able to appreciate the moment, waiting to arrive, treating every moment as if it was a means to the next moment, and always thinking, okay, I've just got to get this done, and then I'll arrive there, and then it'll be better, and always thinking whether that was going to be like get to the end of the working week, and it's Friday, and then I can relax. Of course, Friday comes, it's still the present moment, and if I'm not comfortable in the here and now and exactly as it is, then I'm never going to be satisfied. The only time that sense of like just being on edge the whole time ever left me was in the face of a drama or a crisis, when there was a problem or when something really super exciting happened, anything that brought my focus right into that moment. But it was always really short-lived. And then as that went away, the moment went away, the exciting thing stopped, the problem stopped, the crisis passed, I would slip back into that sense of unease, dissatisfaction with the present moment. And it's that stress between accepting what is and what our expectations of the moment are. Most of us live with one foot behind us and one foot in front, so half in the future and half in the past. Whether it's about what you want to do, where you need to be, what things you've got to do tomorrow, what you didn't get done yesterday, the things that you said, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. And we forget that actually the only moment that we've got is right here and now. That's when everything happens in your life. Your life only ever happens in the present moment. It makes no difference. So there's no point in, if you spend your life waiting for Friday night, or for once I've got this job out of the way, or once I've got the perfect job, or once I've found the perfect house, or once I've found the perfect partner, you're never ever going to get rid of this sense of stress. And most of my life now, the majority of my time, I am able to notice when I've lost that present moment, like now. Sometimes it takes me longer than others. And even though I'm aware of it, like at the moment, it sometimes takes me longer to let go of it, and to get grounded again and just come back into the moment. But I can't tell you how much better my life is now that I understand and have experienced. It's from experience. It's not from some kind of head knowledge, that I can change that and I can choose that to be different, my experience of the here and now to be different, just by dropping that endless narrative in the mind, endless diatribe, whether it's one voice, two voices, this constant conversation that we have with ourselves about how it's not as it should be. And I mean, the only difference between us and people that they end up locking up are the ones that diatribe that goes through our own minds isn't, well, sometimes it's spoken out loud, but most of us don't say it out loud. But we have the same kind of this crazy conversation going on with ourselves the whole time about it's just not enough. And the only way, there are so many, yes, there's lots of practices that you can do to gratitude lists. They're great when you think about, okay, what am I grateful for in my life and this, that and the other. But actually, the reality, certainly for me, is to just come back into the present moment and try and quieten the mind, because that is my only foe in life, is my own head. And I literally mean that. Whenever I find myself getting close to finger pointing or saying, or the words that start with something like, if only such and such hadn't said such and you did this and you did that. And the moment I realise that I'm looking for a cause for my discomfort, I'm looking externally, I know I've lost it. I know I've lost the present moment, and I need to just take a breath. Notice the breath, do something to bring me into the present moment, whether that is, the breath is a great one because it's always there. You don't have to, there's nothing you have to remember to take with you. Just noticing the breath. This is a huge spiritual practice, and I'm sure loads of you are aware of that. But there's a big difference between breathing and noticing your breathing, and especially when you're really tense and everything feels really locked up and difficult, just taking a slightly deeper breath. God, it's beautiful. It brings this space and just a space to the moment. And all of a sudden, all of the tension and the noise and everything is allowed to breathe a little bit. And just coming back into that moment and just allowing that thought stream to just kind of do its thing and gradually just evaporate, let those thoughts go. But it's amazing. It is amazing how easy it is to slip back into that unconscious kind of semi-dream state where whatever's going on in the whole, you have no idea what's going on in front of you, no awareness whatsoever. Okay, it's like that, the similar thing where we've all done it, where you get in the car in the morning, you're on autopilot, and before you know it, you're at work. And you think, God almighty, how did I get there without running anyone over or having an accident? Because I have no memory of it or no awareness of it. And that's exactly what we can lose our entire life by going through life with most of our attention being turned inward on the thought stream. And you notice that in other people. Often it's easier to notice in other people, and you can see it in the set of the face. People walking down the street, and you can see there's an internal dialogue going on. There's a kind of seriousness about the face, and then you also notice the people who are here and now, and there's an openness and a softness and an ease about them. And these are the people that, whenever I met people like this in my life, I used to think, what is it about them? What is it that's different about them? And how can I get that? How can I be like that? And we'll touch on some of the things I've tried over the years that have helped, some things that didn't help. But yeah, I wanted to make a kind of honest video about that I still get caught up, partly because it helps me, because just making this video and taking those few breaths, I feel lighter. I feel like I'm here and now. And don't think you're alone in this. This is the human condition. And this is the journey that we're on, is to try and be here more, be present more, be here now, in the words of Ram Dass. And not allow ourselves to be dragged along by this crazy brain. Not so much thinking, not so much of this narrative. That really, the vast majority of the thoughts that we have every day are just those habitual, daily grind, repetitive. My God, they're boring because they've been going on for like 40 years. Don't need to hear that again. Just let it go. Come back to the breath. And be in the moment. Enjoy it. That's all there is. Speak soon.